Hey guys, so I'm gonna try to keep this short because my camera keeps cutting me off, but that's a whole other story. As you know, Notre Dame is on fire, was on fire yesterday. It's a very tragic thing. It's something that the whole world was watching. It's something that I cried over yesterday. I spent a lot of time crying, and then I took a nap, and then I woke up and decided to be grateful instead. Grateful for what it has been in our history, grateful for the people fighting the fire, grateful that nobody died, grateful that I got to see it more than once in my lifetime, grateful that a lot of it was saved and that we will rebuild and my sons will still get to see it. And so there's a lot to be grateful for there. And I just want to talk a little bit about that because this kind of change, even though it's not something in my personal life, it felt very personal to me. This kind of change is something that could have triggered anxiety in me in the past and would have probably triggered a panic attack because certain things are true in my world. Certain things are permanent or feel permanent in my world. And when those permanent things crumble, like the towers on September 11th, like when my grandparents died, like Notre Dame being on fire, these things that you just take for granted will always be true in your life. They're suddenly not true. They're taken away from you. They're destroyed. Something happens. And you have to adjust to this new reality that you never expected would be your reality. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing for me. And it's one of the triggers of my anxiety. So how to deal with that? For me, it's about being grateful. Like I just said, listing all the things that are good about the situation, anything that is good about the situation. It is putting positive energy out into the world. So I'll be going out today and doing good things for other people because the way that I know to combat negative energy is to put as much positive out as I can. And I joke around about myself when I call this my Care Bear stare. If you watched Care Bears as a kid, then you know they would line up and stand and put their bellies out and stare their really good positive energy and love out into the universe. And that's sort of what I do. So that's my response in a time of crisis or trauma or something very negative, especially when I feel like I don't know what to do or I feel powerless. That's something I can do. Go buy a meal for somebody. Go help someone with something. Go do a kindness for someone and put that love and that positive energy out there and allow that to be out in the universe as well. Because I believe there's more of us that love than that don't. There's more of us that want to create than want to destroy. So it's very important that we are out there putting our energy out. So gratitude, putting love, energy, and good energy, positive things out into the world. And the last one is just show up. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Wake up and get out of bed and take a shower and put your rainbow sweater on and be a mom and do your work and do what you're here to do. And that for me is a huge one. I've talked about it before about how if laundry is the only thing you can do, then do the laundry. If you can only do certain things and that just feels like you're functioning at a very basic level, then function at that basic level. But keep showing up. Show up. Show up. Show up. It's so important to just keep showing up. You know, I'm a mom. I don't have an option to just lay in bed and cry over Notre Dame today. I need to get up and be there for them and to show them that when bad things happen, there's still good to be found there and we are still going to be fine. Our life is fine. And we will have a new reality. And when people pass away, I try to also do that for them. There is a time of grief and there is a time of mourning and crying and feeling that sadness. Absolutely honor your feelings, but then try to move forward with that in whatever way that you can. So gratitude, love energy, put out positive vibes into the world, keep showing up. There are two quotes that I tried to read on the previous video and the video cut off. So the first one is Robert Frost, and it's a quote that I learned in like 8th grade, and it always stuck with me, and it's so true. And he says, in 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. This is true today. It was true yesterday. It will be true tomorrow. It's something that we as anxiety sufferers, if this is a trigger for you also, need to learn. The only constant thing in life is change. So we've got to learn how to deal with change and how to be okay and be ourselves and be grounded in something other than physical things that can be destroyed, that do die. You need to be grounded in something more than that, something different than that, a spiritual practice or an energy practice or something else, okay? Because nothing is constant. Change is the only constant in life. And then the other quote is a Lemony Snicket quote. I'm going to try to read it really fast so the camera doesn't cut off on me, but it says, "It is a curious thing, the death of a loved one. We all know that our time in this world is limited and that eventually all of us will end up underneath some sheet never to wake up. And yet, it is always a surprise when it happens to someone we know. It is like walking up the stairs to your bedroom in the dark and thinking there is one more stair than there is. Your foot falls down through the air, and there in a sickly moment of dark surprise as you try to readjust the way you thought of things. It's an incredible quote. It's how it feels to me. It's that gasp, that gutted feeling when something happens, like what happened in Notre Dame, or what happened with 9/11, or what happened with when somebody that we love dies. That's something that's universal. And he is talking about the death of a loved one there, but for me, it's something that I feel when something that's always been permanent in my life is no longer. So when there is a big and somewhat traumatic change in life, or in what I think is real or my reality, I get that feeling. So these are the ways that I move forward with them. I go ahead and grieve it, and I honor those feelings, absolutely. I do. I had a nap and a cry day yesterday. Then I try to be grateful. I try to find reasons that this is good and it's going to be okay, or things that I can be grateful for about the situation, okay? Then I try to put positive energy out, which is what I'm going to do right after I do this video. I've got a list of things I'm going to go and do for other people, so that I'm doing my Care Bear stare for the universe and putting that positivity out there into the world to combat that negativity. And then I just keep showing up. Even if I don't know what that means in the moment and I don't know what that looks like, get up, get dressed, walk around, function in your life as best you can, and trust that everything will sort of become what it needs to be around that. Okay? Hope this makes sense. I hope you're having a great day, and thank you for watching. If you would like to do me a kindness today, then give me a thumbs up on this video, or leave me a comment on some ways that you deal with big change in your life. Live in courage, and I love you.